Hello, I'm the official name rater. My job is to look through the first page of Google, review the nicknames spread by the internet, and then give my recommendations at the end. Today we're looking at Applin, Dipplin, and Hydrapple. If you're interested in Appleton or Flapple, we already covered those in Galar. Check the Galar playlist, the Grass playlist, the Dragon playlist, they're all in there, and that's where it's hiding. So they decided to make another split evolution, which actually makes this a unique Pokemon because it has 3 split evolutions, unlike anyone else other than like Eevee, so that's kind of neat. Okay, so I'm going to highlight this one, but I'm also going to confess that I'm a fucking idiot and I don't understand what the joke is. I see orchard, right? Like an apple orchard, but I don't understand the Oro part. So whatever it is that's fucking brilliant, just know that it is, and I'm too stupid to know it, so spell it out for me. Snapple is kind of one that is something you'd expect. Personally, I'm not particularly crazy about it. It's already part of the name, but you do what you will. Tiamat, I think we literally just talked about recently with fucking Entei? I think it was Entei. That's a dragon. So yeah, if you care... That was Suicune. We did Suicune. I'm a liar. Yeah, if you... Dungeons and Dragons, Final Fantasy, Lord of the Rings, whatever the fuck it's from, there you go. Dungeons and Dragons, I got it there. See, Dragon Fruit is a creative idea. It just kind of sucks that naming it that is so on the nose. Like, it's a great idea for a concept. It's like, get it? It is dragon, it is fruit. Literal. Like, that right there is smart. Like, if you were wanting to take a word and make it real, like, that would be this. But naming it that, just to me, isn't it. I hope that makes sense. I like the concept behind this, but not the execution. I like the idea of referencing Red Skull and Hydra for Captain America. And I guess I don't know how I feel about the whole Steve Jobs Apple thing. Like, those are fine as separate ideas. Combined ideas, not so much. I like the Red Skull one better. I just think it could be executed better. I'm going to highlight this not because I think it's good, but because I've already come across some version or variant of Ghidorah plus Apple at least 3 times already, and I've only been recording for 7 minutes. So if that doesn't show you how people want to beat this concept into the ground, I don't know what else will. Honeycrisp is a type of apple. Actually kind of surprised it took us this long to reach a type of apple, but here we go. The idea of naming an apple Cracker Jack is strange to me. I mean, I suppose right there, Applejack could work. But, I don't know, for whatever... I like the idea of Cracker Jack as a nickname. I just don't think I would put it on the Apple Pokemon. Signature Trainer. It's totally fine if you want to reference Kieran in this. I actually thought it was interesting because I saw someone else talking about the idea of Bad Apple, saying that Kieran himself was a bad apple and how Hydrapple kind of reflects that in his character, and I thought that was an interesting idea too. Now, realistically, we don't treat it as such, but Christianity is basically mythology as well. Like, let's be real. You're worshipping a god in the same way the Romans were doing that with Zeus and shit. The difference is, we look at Zeus as history, and we look at Christianity as fact. And then those who look at Christianity and say no and oppose it as well. But in concept, it is kind of mythology too. So, I don't know, for whatever reason, like, it feels easier to like give the idea of Eden or Lucifer a pass, to be like, oh well, religion, but it also kind of plays into the mythology thing too. And while I've been seeing a bunch of this stuff, and this is not one that I would recommend, I'm kind of surprised nobody has said Eris, like the goddess of chaos with the golden apple and all that. Like, kind of like everyone keeps talking about the shiny, which is a golden apple, right, which is smart as fuck, but no one seems to think about that part. Here's where Orochi comes in, which I guess is some Japanese thing that I've never heard of before, but that's apparently where that nickname earlier, Orochard, or Orchard plus Orochi, so now it no longer needs to be explained to me, I figured out. Why? I fucking hate it and I love it at the same time. Talking Heads is a band. I only know of Psycho Killer by Talking Heads because of Rock Band 2, and that's it. So, seeing that elicited a reaction out of me, and the same way that Bramblin' Man elicited a reaction out of me. Like, they're very clever, but but like, where the fuck are you thinking this shit up from, bro? Rather than calling it the Big Apple, if you just wanted to name it New York City, you could do that as a reference to the Big Apple. Snapple Dragon is better than Snapple, because that's a play off Snapple plus Snapdragon, so there you go. Oh, Tiamat has 5 heads? Great choice then. Alright, also, I want to, because I was thinking about it when I was reading this. The Tumblr idiot unintentionally came up with a good nickname for Barbarical. He mentioned Killer 7. He doesn't mention anything about its origin, but Killer 7 is a weird-ass GameCube PS2 game. If you know No More Heroes, it's made by Suda51. He made that too. So Killer 7's a good nickname. Also referenced in Resident Evil 4. It should be the name of the gun. One of the other magnums. The Broken Butterfly is better, but the Killer 7 is the other magnum that you could get. The point is, 7 snakes in an apple, Killer 7. No spaces. Okay, so weirdly, I feel like Hydrapple doesn't have many actual relevant links here on Google. So this one is just talking about, like, this is like pre-release stuff. So, you know, Hydrapple wasn't released to the public, so it's just nerds talking about what's coming up. This is what's a Hydrapple. This is Rate My Shiny level. This is just talking about it, no nickname discussion. This is Flapple. That's what's a Hydrapple. This has like those 3, and that's it. And then we went to Senate Scorch, which admittedly, I feel like he's had some better choices. This one was not as strong a suit. And then we had like these 2, and that was it. And there was a plentiful amount here on both of them, but nowhere else. It was pretty much just Reddit, and that was it. So that's kind of a disappointment. But you know what else? I think this is a record for the most comment suggestions on a single Pokemon, because we have 5 to go over from you guys. Firstly, with Chaotic. I'm going to fact check that. I'm just curious. That is correct. Okay, it is like significantly different Portuguese. That's why I had doubts. Yeah, that's not that. Naming your Apple Pokemon Apple is not a good nickname idea. Ambrosia. I didn't know that was an apple variety. I've only heard of Ambrosia as like a simile kind of thing, where like, oh, it's like ambrosia, but never as something like that. The idea of cider in particular also crossed my mind, but nothing particularly great jumping out. Does Hydrapple still have drip going on? I guess he does. I'm gonna just put this one up, let you guys read it. I don't really have an opinion on it. The Sappy Sisters. When I saw 7 Sisters on Centiskorch, I also kind of thought about Scissor Sisters, the band, but I wasn't sure if I should talk about that or not. And then this one is put in 2 different brackets, but considering I don't really feel like, I don't know, I just felt like it was better to include both of them like that. Also, fantastic formatting on your comment suggestions this time around. I really like the idea of Swiss Colony. That I think is a good one. But I think I would rather put that, I mean, I don't know. Swiss Colony is usually the breakfast shit that we get, right? But isn't that also like they do those little Christmas treats? They're like the little squares, and they got the red, it's the white square with the red dot, or the white square with the green dot, and then you got the chocolate squares, and they got like little diagonal stripes. I keep thinking that's Swiss Colony. I don't know if I'm right or wrong. But if that's what I'm thinking of, then I feel like that would be better on Slurpuff. I was like, what is the name of Big Swirlix? I couldn't think. I was just like, Swirlix but big. What's big? Slurpuff. Yeah, maybe better on Slurpuff. Red Skull or something related. Yeah, we mentioned that, and I think that's a good one. Johnny Appleseed. I like the idea of Johnny Appleseed, but I'm not sure how to make that one work as well. Some ideas are good. They're just like too long, and I feel like that one might be one of those instances. I didn't write anything down, but easily, without hesitation, I'm going to tell you... Where am I still on Translate? I'm going to tell you that my favorite was Talking Heads. That one that got a reaction out of me. And Ghidorah was super popular. And if you want more Apple-based nicknames, we still have the Appleton episode and the Flapple episode where you can continue to get inspiration from. Hell, maybe in a weird way, maybe Barbarical could be of inspiration since also 7. I don't know. I think there's potential. I think Tiamat being another multi-headed dragon would kind of work. What else do we have? Fortitudo from Bayonetta. That's a multi-headed dragon. Is it a dragon? Pretty sure. Unless I'm confusing it with something else. There's stuff out there. I just don't feel like we found it. So any other ideas and suggestions you have, feel free to put in the comments below. Give thumbs up to the ones you think are good. Let us know what you'd use or recommend. If you take a regular apple, Applin, and you dip it in the sauce, does it evolve? Can you at home evolve your Applin during Halloween time? Do you go bobbing for Applins? Holy shit.